Good morning, everybody. PC Outcast here, back with the final episode of the Forgotten Paladin. So let's take a look at her final gear. I upgraded everything to Legendary, and that gives us a total of 313 armor rating, which is not bad, but it's not great either. If we wear the shield as well, gets us up to 420. That's pretty decent for light armor build. Yeah, not bad. Let's see, we'll just do a quick run through all the perks that I took for the Paladin's spells. So for Divine Light, I took Divine Plea, which heals over time. Revelation, when you're at full if you're at full health, Divine Light restores mana. And actually dual casting, or not dual casting, but casting them like in both hands does actually regenerate magicka pretty quick. I should probably actually have tested out dual casting as well. It does cost more magicka though, but it increases the potency, so I think it uses more magic than it increases the potency, so that would probably not work. Daybreak increases the effectiveness of daylight during the Divine Light during the day. Pain Suppression reduces damage taken by 15% for 10 seconds, and Radiance of Light restores health to nearby allies. So that's quite useful. For Divine Armor, I grabbed Beacon of Light. Each 3 seconds, Divine Armor restores health equal to 5% of your armor rating. Redemption, when you get hit, deals damage equal to 3% of your total health to the attacker. Damage is increased by 1% per spell level. That should be 8%, I'm guessing. I hope it's not 1% of the 3%, because that would be negligible. But I would imagine it's reflecting 8% of your health. And our health is actually pretty high, which we'll take a look at in a second. Armor of Faith increases our armor rating by 25%, which is pretty rough. I'm glad I took that, because otherwise our armor would be even lower. Devout Deflection deflects 30% of melee damage taken back to the attacker. So that and Redemption, you know, when you get hit, you're actually reflecting back 30% of the damage plus 8% of your health. Not bad. Last Hope. If your health drops below 20%, it restores 120 to 160 health with a 2-minute cooldown. Holy Bolt. I keep on saying Holy Bolt. It is Holy Bolt. I keep on saying Holy Boat throughout this entire playthrough. But anyway. Holy Bolt, we got Banish, which has a chance to, oh sorry, no, it deals twice as much damage to the undead. So this makes this do substantially more damage than our mace, which is kind of weird. Our magical mace of smiting, turns out that just a spell, a healing spell, can actually do more. Healer's Wrath increases the damage of Holy Bolt by 25% of your restoration. Urgency increases effectiveness by 50% if used on targets with less than 20% health. Searing Light burns the target, causing fire damage over 10 seconds. And Divine Avenger. Holy Bolt deals damage equal to 100% of your current health. This damage is not affected by any damage increasing effects, unfortunately. Has a 3-minute cooldown. Hammer of Justice. Invigoration. Spell damage is increased by 15%. Righteous Hammer gives a chance to score a critical strike with the hammer. Devout Strike restores health 8 to 16 points. That was obviously more beneficial in the beginning of the game. Really nice in the beginning, but as your character progresses and your health gets higher, it's nice, but it's not great. Faithful Avenger. Whenever you kill a target with Hammer of Justice, it decreases the cooldown of Divine Avenger by 100%. So now in most fights, that's really nice. In the fight against Karstag, that's not really going to do us any good. Not much. Light's Hammer increases your damage by 50% of your Conjuration. Okay. Blessed Weapon, Purifying Flames. The blessed, each blessed weapon's attack sets the target on fire for 3 seconds. Light's Touch will restores 2% of your max health per second while blessed weapon is active. Sigil of Faith increases blessed weapon's damage by 1% of your level, the caster's level. Devoted Weapon, the Mystic Binding perk also increases blessed weapon damage by 50%. And Avenging Wrath, which applies a 10-second effect. While it is active, it increases your chance of scoring a critical strike by 15%. And Magic Affinity, do we? Oh, actually got one more. There we go. I should really have... Oh, yeah, no. 5 is fine, because I only have 5 spells. So we got 5 points into Divine. So, hopefully, that's going to help us a little bit. We are currently at level 43. I did not level up block very much, but I did put a couple of points into Mastery. I've got more perks available. We have 814 Magicka, 570 health, and for some reason, the stamina growth really didn't do much. It only gave us 6 points of extra stamina. I don't know what is going on, why dynamic stamina growth is doing so little, but there you go. And we have those couple of points in heavy armor that we ended up using in the beginning, but then we switched over to light armor, so now those points are just pointless. So you have, if you didn't do that, you'd have a couple more perks to spend. One-handed, we went pretty heavy. We've got Mastery 2 of 2, Furious Strength, and Overrun, so we can do the extra sprinting critical damage. We got Disciplined Fighter and Thundering Blow, so for every 10 or more one-handed attacks, your next power attack is a Thundering Blow, dealing double damage and costing no stamina. And Aftershock, chance of increasing attack speed for 3 seconds afterwards. And then we just basically grabbed all of the other mace perks. So reducing enemies' armor by 100 points. Power attacks with a mace deliver a critical strike equal to 10 times critical damage, 8 times against undead, which should help against Karstag because he is flagged as undead. Targets can only be affected once every 30 seconds, unfortunately. Rise Kinsman. Forward powers attacks with mace inspire nearby allies, granting them 20% extra attack damage for 15 seconds. And that actually does stack, although stacking a bunch of forward power attacks is not in 15 seconds. I mean, you're only going to be able to do that once or twice. Toll the Bell. Sideways power attacks with a mace deplete all of your stamina on impact, dealing 1% extra damage per point of stamina depleted. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of stamina. So that could have been really, really awesome if we had a massive amount of stamina, but no. Whoops. Meteor Storm, standing power attack with a mace that hits a target, empowers subsequent standing power attacks with a mace within 20 seconds, increasing their damage and stamina cost by 15%. The cost is unfortunate, but anyway. And attacks with maces interrupt spell casting. Doesn't work on massive targets though. Light armor, lots of stuff. Mastery, mosquitoes who take less damage from enemies with full health. Light armor fit, basically more armor. Unhindered doesn't slow us down and weighs nothing. Maelstrom, 10% less damage when we're fighting more than one enemy. Yeah, it only lasts 10 seconds. Lightning Strike's okay, but like I said, only 10 seconds. When you get struck by an unblocked attack, which we're probably going to get, or a hostile spell, which we're probably going to get, an adrenaline rushing regenerates 5% of your maximum stamina per second for 6 seconds. Survival Instinct, when you get struck by an unblocked attack or hostile spell in combat, gain 10% movement speed. And Windrunner, 10% more movement speed in combat, so we should be able to move around fairly quickly. War Dancer, your agility enables you to strike more effectively, granting 20% more attack damage and critical damage if wearing all white armor. This effect is lost 4 6 seconds whenever you're struck. That's unfortunate. I did grab Keen Senses, but I'm still wearing my helmet. So the helmet doesn't actually increase my armor rating by much because most of it is in this 20%. But it does affect it a little bit, and it'll allow me to play most of the game without my helmet, which is always nice. If wearing all light armor, jump in combat to cause all incoming attacks and spells to miss for 1 second. Has a 5-second cooldown. Speech got a little bit up there. Conjuration's actually not maxed out. We got Mastery, Plane Meld, and Atromancy so that our Blessed Weapon can be cast further away and also lasts for longer. I did consider going up to here. I'm wondering if I should go ahead. I never actually tested to see. I mean, it's worked in all the other builds, so let's go ahead. We might be able to make more than one blessed weapon. Oh no. Okay, we gotta... Oh dear. Let's just get that last little bit of conjuration. There we go. And do we want this one? No, probably not going to do much for us. I'm not going to do this. Well, I'm going to give us an extra one, and he's probably not going to be able to wipe them all out. But look at the armor rating and magic resistance. Yeah. I did consider going further up the Mystic Binding tree, but we already did that with the Mystic, and it didn't quite feel right for a, you know, an undead smiter to go too heavy into that. Restoration, likewise, I just got the up to Hallowed Burial to increase the effectiveness of restoration spells. I didn't go into this Exorcist because that just adds more spells. Basically, just adds Sunblast, Holy Hands, and Stellar Core, which we're not going to be using anyway. And this one is for turn undead spells, so that didn't really help us much. I also went over this way, grabbed Edgewalker for the increased potency of restoration spells, Respite, which allows us to regenerate our stamina, and that does work with the Divine Light healing spell from FMR, so no reason to not get that. False Light works great, seems to increase the potency of Holy Bolt, and same thing with Light Wielder and In Thy Name should all increase. Although this, I'm not 100% sure if the Shrine Blessing, if that's only from Divine Shrines or if it affects us with Meridias. So, not sure about that. Alteration, grabbed everything up the 2 middle trees. We got Mastery, we got the Spell Blade stuff, Spell Blade and Energy Royal, and Rend Resistances, so we should be able to reduce the armor and magic resistance of Karstag a little bit more with our attacks, and also because we usually have a spell in one hand, we're going to do more damage with our mace. Resistances, I think I took Fire and Frost. Fire because I was weak to fire, and Frost because Karstag. Attributes, I took extra health, and Nullifier just reduces, prevents, hopefully prevents Karstag from regenerating magicka and stamina when I'm standing close to him. And that is all of that. I think that's everything. Apparently Divine Avenger can't be used at the moment. And I unfortunately don't actually have Meridia's Blessing at the moment. But I am at 200... Let me just make sure. Oh, well, I was at 200% favor. Well, I'm slightly below that now, but I'm kind of hoping that we can use this Devout thing. Activate an undead opponent in combat to call down a Solar Strike to deal 957 damage based on favor with Meridia, and half to nearby undead, cost 10 favor. 10% favor. So hopefully we can Hopefully that's going to work. We can activate Karstag and call that down and do a huge amount of damage. Well, let's hope that that doesn't kill... Well, it won't kill Serana, but she is undead. And she just refuses because the Beyond Death quest is broken. She just refuses to leave. Right, okay, well, let's save. I'm not super duper confident about how this is going to play out. I'm actually going to just remove that from my list, so we only have a few things. Actually, I can also remove that from my list, so we don't have too many things. This is a very, very simple build, so that's actually quite nice. We've got Holy Bolt for damage, we've got Hammer for damage, we've got Shield, we've got a healing spell, we've got armor to protect us a little bit from Karstag's blazing, freezing cloak thing, and we've got Blessed Weapon. We actually also have Candlelight, but that's kind of not relevant to this. So let's go ahead. I have already taken the liberty of opening this up with the unlock command, because I never actually developed my I did not develop my unlocking skills. I didn't do lockpicking, and I didn't use unlock from useful alteration in this particular build. So I would have had to run through a whole bunch of stuff. We're not going to do that. Nope. No way. Okay, this guy's going to hit us really hard. Yeah, we're doing a fair bit of damage to this guy. Okay. I'll take that. Yeah, I really am not going to continue using that collision thing. It really doesn't work very well. Alright, guys. Actually, I might as well save here. You guys all ready for fun? You may want to back up there. Okay, that... Uh-oh. Well, his body's flying around. Why is he chucking again? Oh, we are doing a huge amount of damage to this guy. We're gonna completely and utterly destroy him. Why am I getting... Oh, you are still alive. Did you get... Oh, you're, Serana's. Gotcha. Okay, let's try activating this guy. Can I get in there and... Supreme Light. Oh! Oh, it did put Serana on her knees. Ooh, well, thank you, Meridia. Holy Bolt was doing a lot of damage, and we could have definitely killed him with that. But that Solar Strike... Okay. Well... That was that. I'm going to take off my helmet. I'm in a little bit of shock because, you know, my last fight with undead in the last episode was a little bit on the weak side. You know, I wasn't all that impressed with the work of the mace, but holy crap, he's a steaming pile of dead ghost now. Alright, well, guys, that's the Forgotten Paladin. Once again, I would like to thank Naya for creating the light version of this beautiful armor, and of course, thank the mod author, who I don't actually know who it is offhand, for creating this beautiful work of art. Also want to thank the mod author for the snow elf. She is beautiful, as I've said multiple times, and it's been a lot of fun playing as one of the last knight paladins of the snow elves. Alright guys, well thank you very much for joining me for this portion of the series. Next up is the Forgotten Pyromancer, which should be a lot of fun as well. Take care everybody, we will see you next time.